Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Burdick with Remax. I hope you guys are doing well. And if you are a resident in Whatcom County who owns a piece of property, you've likely gotten a new assessed value in the mail. I've gotten lots of calls. We've got a few properties, and hot damn, the assessed values have gone up. And I wanted to do a video just to break this down. This is not going to be just a 60-second video. Here's how you appeal your property taxes. No, I want to dig into exactly what's happened, why, where our tax dollars go, and if you want at the end, you can appeal it, and I'll talk to you about the pros and cons of that. But yeah, so if you go on the assessor site, the first thing that they make clear is that they've reassessed. They are required by law. The state of Washington, people don't fully understand this, and I'm not sure how long this has been in place, but Washington State requires that all properties be assessed at 100% of the market value. And I didn't know this. I did some digging, and I found the RCW 84.400030. All property must be valued at 100% of its true and fair value in money, assessed on the same basis unless specifically provided otherwise in the law. We've seen historically where the assessed value has drastically lagged behind market value. I would say by at least 25%, where you're seeing the assessed value roughly 75% of the market value. But it appears in this case that right now that they are truly at 100% of what market value is, and in some cases over market value. And we'll talk about what that means in terms of appealing it. But they increased the assessed value in Whatcom County to approximately $16 billion, which is 16% increase from 2022. So they basically looked at from right now. So they're assessing from essentially January 1 of 2023 to the end of December of 2021. So a full year, and looking at the property values, and they're assessed, okay, a 16% increase in that year. So they're not taking into account all of the market data that's happened throughout 2023. And a question I certainly do have, which I don't know the answer to just yet, is when you do go to appeal this process, if you choose to do so, if you can use market data from, say, recent comparable sales that have happened in, say, September or August, because the market has certainly shifted. So I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe somebody who's smarter than me, who knows the answer to that question, can reply in the comments. But they determined that the market went up 16% increase of 2022. Now, the other question I have is, are they going and driving by every single property and assessing it? No, but they're required by state law to physically inspect 1/6 of the properties in the county every single year. So I found this cool little chart. Let me see if I can find it here. The reevaluation inspection areas. So if you look, you can see your home, if you own a piece of property, your property is on one of these areas here. So depending on the area, it looks like in 2023, area 2 looks like Ferndale, mostly Ferndale, Custer area was the area that got physically inspected, meaning the assessor had to drive by all of these properties to determine the assessed value. The rest of this area, the rest of these areas were all done through some form of mass calculation. And they don't provide the exact calculator or methodology that they use, but I find something that was interesting is that they are declaring that the property values increased 16% in Whatcom County in 2022. Well, if we go to our trusty info sparks here, and we just go back to January of 22, we see January 22, we see it increase. I put these stats in a neighboring thing, but January 22 of Whatcom, Bellingham, Ferndale, and I can only put 4 in here, so you can assume Birch Bay, Deming, all these other areas are going to be somewhat similar in terms of their trajectory here, but January 2022 to January 2023 of what they're looking at, you have a 10 8.4% increase in Whatcom County, a 12.4% increase in Bellingham, a 10.2% increase in Ferndale, and a 7.9% increase in value in Linden. And we're using the median sold price here. So I'm not sure exactly where they're getting their 16%, but the data that I'm looking at is showing closer to, if we just look at Whatcom County, 10.4% increase. And so certainly it might be worth contesting your value, but just in the data that I'm seeing here, we really only see that 10.4% increase. 6% higher is a lot. So the remaining fifth-sixth of the county is adjusted based on a statistical update in which they determined that 16% values rose by 16%. So what does that mean in terms of, well, I'm going to break this down in terms of how Washington State does these budget-based levies. So essentially, the district determines their budget, which I think you've got all these taxing districts here. All this information, too, is available on the Whatcom County Assessor site. So you have the cemetery district, the city district, the county district, the fire districts, the hospital district, the library districts, the park districts, the port districts, public utility districts, the school districts, the state districts, the water districts. And they determine their budget. And then from there, coming back here, we've got our budget. From there, assuming I think it's about 50% of their budget comes from real estate property taxes in Whatcom County, they say, okay, what's the percentage of that that's going to come? So when you hear that just because your assessed value went up by, say, 16%, they'll say, well, that doesn't mean your taxes are also going to go up by 16% unless the budget also went up by that exact amount. And I don't think it's clear. I certainly know the budget went up a little bit. I don't have that slide. I don't have that page pulled up exactly, but they make some pretty decent analogies, I would say, here with some very simple math of a district budget of $1,000, and you've got 4 homes valued at $500,000, so that means each one would be $250 would pay. If the budget was, if each of these homes were assessed valued at $600,000, but the budget stayed the same, well, it would still only be $250 because the budget stayed the same. So in Washington State, the max that you can levy is 1% of the property value, and they do it in terms of the levy rate, which is considered $10 per $1,000 of value. And so it breaks down into, let's see here, where's that cool, I had some, not finding it here. Where is it? Britick, you're looking stupid. You're looking stupid right now. There is a breakdown on here, and I'll provide it on a blog post below with a link with an image that shows you exactly, it's a pie chart that shows you exactly where these tax dollars are going, which each to the schools, to the fire department. It's a great breakdown. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to poke around anymore to show you that, but I will provide an image below on a blog post on my website that you can see. But you can appeal your property value. It looks like that, when I looked at the current assessed values that we have for our properties, I thought that they were probably on par with the market value. And I think most people are going to be pretty surprised to see that, yeah, it's a huge shock that their property values have gone up, but it's probably likely that a lot of them are pretty close to market value. So if you think that your assessed value is significantly higher than what your market value is, then it would be worth, I think, doing this appealing of appealing petition. Now, it's still, as I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know if you can use comps from recent sales as recent as now or a month back or 2 months back. However, you can click on this, you can appeal this. You have to show where they made an error. So using, sale of comparable properties in your area or information conditions not known to the assessor. Adequate documentation to support your claim if your appeal is based on conditions of which the appraisers were not aware. So, for example, if your land will not percolate or is not suitable for buildings. So it's possible. It's certainly possible and likely, I know probable, to where they certainly overshot in specific areas, specific properties. And so I'm going to click on this site here. And so you have a deadline to appeal this real property valuation of November 14th. So if I come to this appeals page, I can real property appeal, and I can put it in there and put, what I think it is. If you need a real estate agent for some comps, I'm happy to help out. There's lots of other real estate agents that I'm sure can help out as well. And you just fill out this form, and you're going to send it in here. They've got a bunch of instructions. And I'm curious to see what percentage of people do this and are successful, and to whether it will actually make a significant difference. Certainly for some people, if it's a drastic value change of, say, $50,000 or more, I mean, if we're looking at a tax rate of 1%, you might be able to save a few $100 or so on the value. But I don't know how successful people are going to be, because it's your word against theirs, essentially. And so they might just be like, nope, sorry. So it looks like there's an appeal board too. It goes in front of this board. And so Tom Follis on this board was an appraiser, Jen Galinsky. What's up? Shout out to Jen. She is a real estate agent. Wes Vandemark still is, I think, a real estate agent. So you've got qualified real estate people who are on this board who will review these appeals. So I hope you guys found this video at least somewhat interesting. I know this is not just a 60-second Instagram of like, click the link below to appeal. This is a little bit more in depth, but I hope it was useful for you. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Talk to you. Bye.